I hope you're doing well as you get ready to prepare for test 3. I'm going to go through the study guide questions using the Casio FX CG50 calculator. If you have the TI-84, that's a very popular brand, and I will do some of those later to show you how, but there's a lot for the TI-84 out there. However, very little in for the for the Casio. So I'm going to from time to time pull up the Casio emulator that I have here. So this is the calculator I will be using. Let's see if I can make this. No, that's as big as it goes. So we'll show you how to use your graphing calculator to answer several of these questions. Okay, so we start off with question 1. We're saying that we're given the graph of y equals x squared. Okay, so that's what this is. We want to translate it, and the question in Alex, you know, they've got a graphing tool. They'll have you regraph this. Well, let me just show you analytically how we do this, and then I'll show you with the graphing calculator how you can check your answer, and if need be, just go with it. So what's happening inside here is we are subtracting for anything so that's a translation. It's affecting the inside of the function, inside the parentheses, directly with the x. So whenever we do something inside the function, right, inside the x squared, this is the main function, then it has an opposite effect. So we're going to move, so we could just all the points, but we'll focus on this vertex. It will move 4 places, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll move 4 places to the right in the positive direction. So it's opposite. Okay. Then we look on the outside. So outside here we subtracted 2, right? So on the outside of a function, it affects the y, the up and down movement, and we get exactly what our instincts tell us -2 would move it down to. So we come from here, we go down. So our vertex is going to be here. We didn't change anything about the shape, so the rest of it will follow along. So you could, you know, this point -1, -1, you could say, well, that's also going to go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and down 2. So there's another one, and that must be another one. So, you know, you'd be able to draw it from here, sort of. And again, there's a tool to do it, so you don't have to worry about my messiness. Okay. The way we can check this is by using our, using our graphing calculator. So notice you can, once you turn it on, you get to the menu. We want to graph, so we're going to hit graph and execute. There is nothing in here, so we are going to put into y1. Notice there's a number of different y's, so we could graph more than one function at a time. If you wanted, we could go ahead and do y equals x squared. Let's just do it. So here's the x. This is your variable key, so we'll put x to do squared. Some people will hit this x squared. I want you to get comfortable with hitting what we call the caret, the exponent key, so that you can do any exponent. Okay, there's that, and then we just execute, and now we get these menus that come up, and we can draw this. Draw would be F6, so I'm going to just go ahead and draw that. Okay, and that is what we've got. Now it looks a little different because notice this goes from 0 up to 9. Ours is only going up to 7 on our window. So if you want to change things, you just hit the shift and the window. Watch, we can make this look more like this one if we match the window size. So I'm trying to teach you all this stuff as we go. So if we go from -9 to +9, so x minimum, let's make that -9, and then the maximum, let's make that +9 as we hit it, and then for the y minimum it's going to -9. And notice there's a subtraction key and there's a negative key, so make sure you're using the right one. And then 7, we go to +9. Now when we go back, let's see, how do we go back? let's go to menu, graph, takes us right back there. Let's hit the shift key. Let's see. So we always get a view window. Let's see. That's one of the things with these. Let's execute. There we go, and we're back here. Now we can go back to draw, and it looks a little closer because it's about the same window. Okay, it's a little different sizing, but it's longer this way. It's not really a square. Anyway, let's see if we put the other one in. So let's go to this. Will switch us back so we can put in the new equation. So we'll put parentheses x minus 4. Now remember, with videos you can always fast forward, so if it's seeming how I know this stuff and it's going too slow, you can, so I have to arrow over, otherwise it'll put it up with the exponent and then minus 2. Okay, so be careful that what you see is what you've got over here. We're going to execute that, and then we're going to draw it. And watch, we get our new one, and it's in red. That's what I like about this. And it is, I can see it's over at 4. It's a little hard to see that it actually went down to, but what I can do to verify where these points are is I could hit the trace, and then if I notice I'm tracing on the blue, if I hit the arrow, see the down arrow, I'm now on the red, and there I am. So I can trace around, and for various x values it gives me y values, but you know, so 4, -2. Okay, that's where we start. Another thing I can do is I can go to the table, and how I do that is I go to menu, and from graph I come over here. It took me a while to figure this one out. And notice the table, I've still got my 2, so y1 will be x squared, y2 will be our new function. And if I just go to look at the table, and what it does, I can put in any x value here. Let's change this to -2. Okay, so I can change it, it changes the y values. So I can get some specific values which help me in when I use Alex to actually graph this. I could see, oh, 4, -2, that's that one here, and then at 3 it's at -1. Okay, so I've got some points I can plot from using the graph. And then, you know, you can go back to the graph. That doesn't help too much. But if you want to get back to the main graph, what you do is you come here, go back to graph. So it's just getting a little, you know, takes a little bit to get used to. But that's the main thing, is learning how to navigate your way through looking at the graphs. But that will help you with this question.